Hey, Amy. It's,
Hello.
it's fun to be here with you today. Even though we know each other, we wanted to get together because I'm loving the work that you're doing in your Lose It Forever weight loss program. And I just wanted for people to know a little bit more about you.
Thank you. Well, thanks for inviting me in. Yes, I am the founder of the Lose It Forever weight loss program. I myself had been overweight for my entire life. And then at the age of 54, I lost 80 pounds and have kept it off for the past 5 years. So about 3 years ago, I got certified as a life coach in order to help women do the same, lose their weight sustainably in a very doable way, the same way that I learned, which if I can do it, anyone can do it. So that's really where my passion is to help those women, especially when you're feeling like it's too late for me to change. This is like life is passing me by. It's just too late. That's the person that I really relate to. So yeah, thanks for having me here.
Yeah, I love everything that you've said about that. And it is a big accomplishment to not only lose it a little bit later in life, but also to do it in the way that you're talking about. I think that's one of the distinguishing parts of your work. Maybe say a little bit more about what sets you apart.
Sure. I appreciate that question. And yes, I definitely have worked hard to create a process. And with my sustainability weight loss system, we work through understanding what you're eating, that there are no good or bad foods. You just sort of notice what's happening without having to feel like you have to hide it or judge it. Once you take judgment out of the food, all of a sudden, you just have so much more freedom. Then also just noticing physical hunger, what the difference of between physical and emotional hunger. A lot of people will say to me, I am not an emotional eater till I bring up something like, well, when you're bored, do you eat? And they're like, oh, well, boredom. I'm like, well, boredom's an emotion. So the rule of thumb is anytime you're eating, when you're not physically hungry, that's an emotional eat. You're getting some type of comfort or the food is doing something for you that has never been intended to do. And then also I teach my clients to celebrate every win, all their small wins as they're going along the way to help them to, because our brains are negative. It's easy to pick apart the negative stuff. But as you're celebrating your wins, this is where the momentum comes in. If you notice the things that you're doing right and you can cheerlead yourself along the way, that's what changed for me. That was the biggest difference in my weight loss journey. I wasn't like getting the whip out and, beating myself down the scale. Then what else is important is movement. So I teach my clients the doable movement method, that's one of the very first things I started with, which was just moving my body a little bit. And I mean minuscule, a little bit each day, which makes it doable. And since that first time that I started moving till now, I am now become a person who truly loves exercise. I can't even imagine my life without it. I lift weights. I'm running a 5K, which again, never was an exerciser, was always the last pick for gym, like not at all a sports person as I was growing up, but I've created a relationship with exercise that I truly love it. And that's my real passion for my clients that they will create a relationship with movement that they would just love. Once that happens, once those two things are in place, you're not beating yourself up so much and you're getting your body moving a little bit more, then all of a sudden the confidence starts to grow. Many women think that you need to lose their weight in order to feel confident. The truth is that confidence actually comes first. So, with my self confidence cure, I teach my clients how to recognize ways to develop their own self confidence to help them, again, with that momentum and that movement to getting down the scale will help them do that much more simply, more in a loving way versus painfully. Like all of us, if anyone who's ever been on a diet and has like struggled with it, it's just so much easier when you really love yourself. Then
Mhm.
lastly, the last piece is what happens when you mess up? What happens when you're feeling that urge? What happens when like I can't be in the same room with all this food or I have a wedding to go to or vacation or whatever? Well, with a manageable urge method, I teach my clients at the pause, like having a break, to sit before that, while allowing that urge to pass through, to give them their authority over food. That one of the biggest relationships that has changed for me, not with a person, but with food. I used to feel like food controlled me. With the manageable urge method, I teach my clients that actually they never have to worry about that ever again, that they can be in control of food. So that's sort of what sets me apart. That's how I help my clients.
Amy, that's so brilliant. And I love just all the parts of that. And what strikes me is that I know from conversations we've had that you help people not get overwhelmed by all the parts because there's so much information out there. That's one of your gifts, is to be able to work either in a group setting or individually with someone to help them find where to start for them, what's most relevant to them, take the next steps, and then your connection with them as a coach or in the group with the whole group and as a coach helps them, keep finding the next step, the next step, the next step. And I just think it's one of the pieces of your work I've seen in action that's so useful and helpful and just brilliant. So
Thank
kudos.
you. Thank you.
Um, is there anything, here's a question I want to ask you. What do you do for fun, and how's it shifted since you've lost your weight?
Yeah, well, for fun, getting out and going for a run is literally was unheard of before. I also last summer bought a paddleboard, and I love going out and paddleboarding. One of my clients actually really wanted to kayak, and it was her dream. She felt too large to be able to like bend easily. She's older too, to fit into a kayak. This was me. I was afraid that I would not be able to fit in a kayak and sort of get stuck. They have like that little circle. I kayak, I hike, I love being outdoors, anything in nature, and nothing holds me back, which in the past it did. So that's what I love to do with my free time, is just yeah, being out and connecting with people. I don't also want to be left behind. If everyone's out going for a hike or everyone's going for a paddleboard, I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines, which is that sadly was me before. So yeah,
Yeah.
the new
It's
life.
so brilliant. So it sounds like you've created a whole new way of having fun, lots of ways to have fun. And I'm curious about your client. How did she, if you can remember, how she found her next step towards that? Did she want to get back to kayaking? Was it important to her, or did it
It
shift?
was. Yeah, so what it was, she probably had done it. She was a skier before and all those things. But when she had gained some weight, she was terrified of it. And yes, no, she has kayaked now. So she has actually fulfilled that dream. And again, it was little by little, but this one particular client lost 90 pounds with my help. So yeah, pretty wild.
So exciting.
And she's over 70. That one's over 70. So
That's amazing. That's just amazing. And I'm not surprised. I know the big trend, let's talk about this just briefly, but the big
mhm.
trend is weight loss medication. It's happening out there for lots of people. I think that well, what are your thoughts on that?
I have lots of thoughts about weight loss medication and weight loss surgery and pills. There was a time when there was a pill, I can't remember the name of it, but I tried it. It felt terrible in my body. Any of those things may work for a period of time, and for some people, they work just fine.
Mhm.
However, for other people, if you never address the issue of that emotional eating, which is what we talk about mostly in either of my programs. So, by the way, I have a weight loss group program, Lose It Forever group. I also coach one on one. Either way, with my clients, that is really this where we spend most of our time, is sort of unpacking, why did I overeat when when I didn't want to? Those pills, that surgery will never address the underlying cause of them, why they're eating. It might limit their hunger, it might limit their urges a little bit, but if you have an strong enough urge, how many of us have eaten or done something even though it's painful? Like even though your stomach is like fit to bursting, you'll still like, because you have gotten comfort from that food in the past, you'll still go past the point of pain to because that's the habit, what you're familiar with. And so we unpack all that, and that's what makes it so different. And yeah, they can be wonderful tools. However, unless you address the issue of the emotional eating, it's not going to last. And unfortunately, I have also seen both weight loss surgery clients. I have several in my circle, in my client that have been my clients, either that weight loss surgery and they regain, even after all that expense, all that pain, all that cost, all that the time cost, the physical pain, and regain their weight. Same thing with the GLP-1s, the weight loss shots and the medication. They lose, I had one client lost 80 pounds, but then regained about 50 of it because once her insurance ran out and she wasn't able to stay on it, and she ended up regaining her weight because she wasn't able to address in time the issue that was really underlying the underlying cause.
Yeah, and I think you do such a beautiful job, Amy, of just helping people be compassionate because I think everybody who goes on a GLP or does a surgery, it's the best option they have in the moment,
Hmm.
right? And so, and so, and I know sometimes you work with people even while they're on the
Yes.
drugs, they're not afraid to go off so that they
Yes.
can. And so
Yes.
then that brings us into the other piece of your program, which you've already talked about. I just want to mention it again, which is just that ability to just really feel truly peaceful with food, to learn more about yourself, like develop your self-love and compassion so that and insight about how you tick. Like that, then nobody can
Yes.
take away. Like the
Yes.
insurance company can't take that, can it?
Right. So good. Yes, right. That's absolutely true. Yes.
Well, I know we could go on for hours. Maybe we'll do this again, but I just wanted to ask you maybe this. The last little bit here is when is the best time to start this kind of program for somebody?
Oh, such a good question. Yeah, thank you. That is a great question. So the time is now. So the good news is I am always open. The Lose It Forever weight loss program is always open. There's a link in my bio. You can just go right on that sales page and you can sign up today. I have two options for you. You can sign up as a monthly, pay month to month, or you can save a little money and do once a year. For me, it took about 3 years a year and a half to lose all my weight, of the 80 pounds. So for some it takes longer, for some it takes less time. But that year, I think it takes a year to learn this mindset shift. So I do think that that is the best option. It ends up being coming, and just so to be fully transparent, it's about 46 bucks and change a month when you do the annual membership. The monthly membership is $55. I also, if you would like a little bit more intimate of a situation, I do one-on-one coaching, and you can certainly sign up for uh, a consultation. I'd be happy to talk with you what we do on the consultation, and there's a link in my bio for that as well. On the consultation, we'll talk about where you are right now, where you can see where you'd like to see yourself in 6 months. I work with my clients one-on-one for 6 months, where you want to see yourself in 6 months, and I will explain exactly step by step how we are going to get there, how I'm going to help you, and how you are going to get there in that 6 month period. It's a wonderful conversation. It's completely free. We'll just have this an hour long conversation, and I just ask you a bunch of questions and you just relax and we get to know each other and see if I'm the right fit for you. So either way, I can help you.
Beautiful. Is there anything else you want to say as we wrap up?
Just that I know what it's like to feel hopeless and to feel like there is no answer. That I tried Weight Watchers, I tried the Atkins diet, I tried, weight loss pills my whole life. I'm 60 years old, 61 years old now. And And I once I found the tools that I teach my clients, it was like the heavens opened up and I thought, "Oh my goodness, there's a way through that is completely doable and free of judgment and free of the striving and the pressure." The way that I lost my weight, I live. I still do the same things that I started 5, 6. Now it's 6 years ago that when I started on my weight loss journey, 6 or 7 years ago maybe. I still do those things because they are doable. They're easy. They're simple, and it's the way I live my life. And there is hope that for anyone who's watching this and is feeling so hopeless, just know there is hope. And I would love to work with you and help you out with that.
I second everything you said, and had the honor of coming up and meeting you in Pennsylvania where you are. I'm currently in Florida, and we had a wonderful hike together. And I can't say enough about the warmth that I knew from meeting you online, translate in person, and anyone who wants to work with you will be in great hands. So
Uh,
thanks for spending time today.
Thank you so much. This was a pleasure, my pleasure.